Hi there, welcome to the channel. In this video, I want to share with you a short tutorial for a neon bright strawberry. So let's get started. And you want to start with a filbert brush. This is a size 7 filbert. Go ahead and get your brush wet. And we want to start painting with a light pastel yellow. So take your titanium white and just mix a tiny bit of lemon yellow in there. And then you want to use that for this side of the strawberry. So you can see it's got very little pigment on it. And that's what we want. So stay within the sketch. And then the next color I want to add is a little bit of pink that has quite a bit of white in it. So just add that as the next layer. And you want a little bit of a transition, so it's okay if those colors blend together a little bit. Just be careful not to paint on the leaves of the strawberry. And then get your brush wet and take some of this neon pink and then add this to the darker side. And then carefully put that over to this side and see if you can kind of blend that a little bit to give kind of a three-dimensional shape to the strawberry. So it's okay if you go a little bit around the sides. Again, be careful not to get the leaves. And then you can just kind of blend that a little bit, blend the colors with a damp brush. Okay, and then let's go on to the next strawberry. So we start with that yellow, very light pastel yellow. And then go around the leaves and then pick up the lighter pink that's just white with a tiny little bit of pink in it and add that as the next color. And then take your bright neon pink and add that to this side. And then kind of blend if you would like. Maybe add like a little, kind of some spots, random spots onto the yellow side. Okay, so that looks good. And then this one I want to do a little bit differently. So I want to keep with that pastel yellow and put that on the right side. And then let's add a little bit of white, take some titanium white, and then add a tiny bit of this neon green and then add that over to this side. So you know how some strawberries, when they're very young, they're like that greenish yellow color. So that's kind of the effect we want for this one. Okay, so that looks good. And then while we're letting that dry, let's move on to the stem. And for this stem, let's use a rigger brush, also called a script brush or a fine liner brush. So you want to get that wet, and let's use some of this neon green color. And for this brush, you have to really roll it in the paint, and that's how you get a nice line. And make sure you have enough paint on the brush. And then let's see if we can start at the top, come down, and see if we can paint the stem and keep it fairly thin. So you just have to add some more paint. And that's looking pretty good. Add a little more paint. Okay, so I like the way that looks. And then let's rinse that off and move over to a zero spotter brush. And then pick up that neon and then see if you can paint in the leaves of the strawberry. So it's not going to show up, it won't really paint on top of another color. So that's why you wanted to make sure you left those leaves white underneath. We'll just add those in. Okay. And now if I wanted to add a little bit of a darker value for a shadow, we can take a little bit of this color which we mixed with a yellow ochre and some sap green. It's kind of a muddy, dark color, but let's see how that looks if we kind of put it in between the leaves to add a little bit of a shadow, add a little bit of a definition to the leaves. So you can kind of go around the border. You can see how that's just giving more shape to them and just making it look a little bit more realistic. Okay, and then maybe we want to put a little bit of shadow where the branches meet, and maybe even a little bit at the top. Just kind of put it in where the shadow might be. Okay, so that looks good. So the next step is to continue with this spotter brush and pick up some magenta. This is just a magenta paint, and then you're going to use this to add the seeds. So look at a reference photo and just kind of put the seeds in. The tip of this brush is a perfect shape to give you these nice seeds. Try to put them kind of in a random pattern. You don't want them to be too straight or too uniform. You don't want to make them in a straight line or anything. You want it to look natural. And if you want these to be a little bit bigger on here because the strawberry is bigger than the others, just press down a little bit harder and that'll create a little bit of a larger shape for the seed. Okay, and then we can put these on, I don't know if they would show up on a green, but we can put it on there. Okay, and then the last step that you can do is take a white paint, take some titanium white, and then add a highlight. So you want to go around, make a circular shape around some of these seeds. And you probably want to do that where the paint is a little bit darker because that's where the white is going to show up better. And just put some little semicircles on top of the seeds. And that gives a nice highlight, makes it look realistic. Just take your time and go around and do that. Okay, so that looks good. Okay, and then at this point, your strawberries are done. This is just a quick, fun neon strawberry painting that you can do in your sketchbook. So give it a try and we'll see you next time. Bye.